5 red lights. The first round of the season of the career mode in Bahrain. We start P17, but Lando Norris leads the way. Max Verstappen P2 running it down to the first corner. Looks like a good start for Lando Norris. He's gone up in front. Piastri with a good start, trying to sweep around the outside of P2. But I'm not sure if he can do it. Two Ferraris scrapping for P3 and P4. But it's a McLaren 1-2. Verstappen though, he will try and stop that side by side into turn number 4. Can Piastri sweep it around the outside? Verstappen's putting up a fight. It's very close. The Ferraris are lurking just behind. And Piastri has the place. It's a good start for us. We instantly get up past the Haas of Magnussen. But we're kind of boxed in by Sargent and Zhou here. It wasn't a good qualifying for us. But out in Q1. Yeah, stuck behind Zhou here. We get pinched in by the Saubers. We take it cautiously around turn 1. Russell on our outside. He also had a shocking qualifying. But we sneak up past one of the Saubers. Back up into P16. And Zhou hovers off the inside. We sneak it down the outside, force him. He takes way too much curb. And we slide around the outside to get into P15 after the first sequence of turns. There's an opportunity to go for it on Sargent here, but we do feel ballsy enough. We get the move up to P14. Stuck behind our teammate Gasly here. He really is not getting a wriggle on at all. We're going to send it here at the hairpin. Big lunge, a bit too much curb than I would like, but it's a beautiful move, and we're into P13 here to go up after the Racing Bulls. And tap the back of Ricciardo there. It's a big fight for the final step of the podium here between Leclerc, Piastri and Sainz. Ferrari's working together, but never mind, they're not working together. It's all out warfare, but Piastri slides it around the outside. It could be a huge sweeping move if he gets past Leclerc here, which he does, up into P3. Here we are. Dive bomb at the L-bend. Can we get both of them? It's an audacious move. We've got past one Racing Bull, but we don't have the traction to outdo Tsunoda. But up into P12, we'll have a replay here. Never mind, no, this isn't a replay. Anyway, side by side with the Racing Bull. Now here we have finally a replay. We're looking at it back from Tsunoda. It's a ridiculous dive bomb. There's no right for us going into there. It's looking like Fernando Alonso from Bahrain 2023. Up into P12. Now on the main straight here, we're going to look to get the other Racing Bulls, swing it out to the inside, use the DRS, use the battery. Up into P11, it looks like, with a simple move down the inside, and we're past the Racing Bulls to go after Albon to get the point. Here we are on lap 6, going for it again along the main straight. This should be another simple move, just have the better braking. Nearly hit the back of Fernando Alonso right there, but it's a good move on the Williams to get ourselves into P10 and possibly us and Alpine's first points of the season. Into the pits we are on lap 7. Alonso's already pitted, so he might get the undercut on us, but it's smooth, no 10-second penalty. Thank goodness for that. But pulling behind Stroll here, there's a chance that we could jump him if the crew are on point here. Quick switch onto the medium tyres from the soft. We're held up by a Sauber who was passing by, and we have lost a heap of time, which we're going to have to make up on the outlap. We have made up the time. Looking into the L-bend, look to the outside, swing it to the inside on Lance Stroll, and the Aston Martin has been put in a spliff right there. Brilliant overtake from us. Have a look at the replay here. We just look to the outside. Stroll isn't expecting us to swing it through the inside and split the two Aston Martin drivers. So everyone's into the pits now. We're going to look for it on Fernando Alonso. Huge overarching speed getting into turn 1. Bit of banging of wheels as you make it through, but with a smooth move up into P7. This is a beautiful debut for us. Fight up ahead meanwhile. Three-way fight between Leclerc, Hamilton and Perez. We are looming in the shadows, but Hamilton and Leclerc having a right ding-dong fight here. Hamilton with the DRS opening. He's side by side with Perez though. Perez out of nowhere. Perez and Leclerc. Perez got Hamilton last lap. Can he get Leclerc this lap? Side by side into turn 1. Make it side by side into turn 2, into turn 3. All the way through. It's so close right now. Hamilton's going to look to get in the mix. It might be 3 wide. It's 3 wide. Going into turn 4. Hamilton gets squeezed out. Perez swings it around the outside. Beautiful move. And we capitalise on this 3 wide moment here. Hamilton obviously getting squeezed into the inside. We use the traction. Big contact with Charles Leclerc right there. And we use that. Just adjust our line. Switch it back on Lewis Hamilton. Swing it around the outside. Being careful not to hit Leclerc around the outside of the hairpin. Better traction into the L-bend. But we're still side by side here. That Mercedes on the soft. So good with the traction. Force him a bit onto the curb there just to mess up his line, and it's a simple move into P6 for us. Hamilton coming back at us here. He doesn't like that we got past him in the slower Alpine car, but we're going to hold the outside line here. Big contact. We nearly end up sideways. We have to cut turn 2 slightly. Side by side, us and Hamilton. Can we hold it around the outside? Hamilton looking for the inside. The outside line's usually better around here. We do sweep it round, holding on to P6. And maybe a chance for even higher, but we're going to have to get a move on. Well, Norris in the McLaren, he'll get his first win earlier than in real life. Brings it up to the line. McLaren get the first round. Norris wins. Verstappen in P2. And it's 3 different teams on the podium, it looks like. And we catch up to Leclerc, but the fight with Hamilton did too much damage for us. So we will get P6 on our debut. 11 places gained. That is a quality performance. Absolutely smashed it out the park. Here's the final race results. We from P17 to P6 with a great performance at round 1. And we've done Alpine proud.